Hey, Brad Kazmarski back at DayFlow again, continuing the map concept, sort of how to layer the best approach for your day within this concept of this 24-hour wheel, right? So if there is a best body parts that sort of match, again, it doesn't have to be, but a lot of times the first part of the day, respiration, so lungs or breath work, A1, very important time to do it if you're going to do it. And also we're going to throw in the ankles. So moving through and warming up the ankles and the Achilles starts to pump that blood back up as we've been laying and sleeping and sort of curled up and everything is returned back to center. We use breath work and a little bit of warm up through the ankles. Doesn't mean you can't do other stuff, of course, but if you just do these things alone, you'll feel great. So breath work and ankles. Then as we move into here, it's not so much muscular, we're doing digestive system. So the opposite, right? Rest and digest. Then as we move into this phase, if we can move through our knees, right? So a lot of times it's sitting in a squat stance, doing something to generate, once we've loosened up our ankles and digested, right? We're pumping with our knees using our circulatory system. So knees and circulatory system working together, action will start to warm us up and allow when we get to this phase to do flexibility much more easily. Our hips and waist, so sort of our midsection, right, is more warmed up. Once we've done these things, if we've circulated using our knees, ankles, and breath work, by the time we get to here, it's pretty easy to work. If it's just flexibility on your hips and waist, you can be training or it can just be stretching and moving, going for a walk, doing 5 minutes of stretching or a full workout. That's a pretty good time to work on those parts, considering we've done the homework to get us there. Then sort of our nervous system time, it's our upper torso. So this is sort of our torso. And then our upper torso, so our upper body strength is sort of peaking from this 3 to 7 time. So it's a great time. We're not going to necessarily bench press, try to set a record early in the morning. If you ever tried to lift in the morning, you can do it, but you notice you're much stronger with the same weight later in the day. So we might do ankles and breath work in the morning, followed by digestion, warm up the knees a little bit, get the circulation going, then stretch sort of after lunch, hips and waist. By the time we get to that upper body lift that we want to do, now everything is sort of warmed up and it's much easier to grease that groove and get right into it. You can warm up a couple minutes and you're good to go. More naturally with our muscular system, sort of our arm lines. You might say arms. We would say our arm lines from our neck all the way down. So again, this is why high school boys love pumping their arms, around this time. Muscular system is primed and ready to go. Feels really good to work the arm lines, where that might not have felt as good early in the day. But it could also be, if you have kids in the backyard, get the TRX out. We might just have the jungle gym, go rock climbing, playing, just being active, throwing baseballs, throwing balls, shooting, playing basketball. Anything sort of with this area is the most warmed up. So it doesn't have to be working out, but just using those areas that sort of match the right time. And then we come back around to our head. So we sort of do healing sounds, meditation, or thinking forward. So again, there can be a right time, right place for everything. Doesn't mean you have to do it then, but you can also leverage it so it's really easy, so that each one opens up the door for the next one. And it gets easier and easier and easier as the day goes on. And you don't have to do an hour of warm up just to do this.